Good morning, everybody. Nothin here. We're in a world of shit, people. I mean, I don't like to be a fearmonger. I'm not trying to be a fearmonger. I'm fucking scared for y'all. I mean, to me, another war seems kind of fun. I gotta admit it. I'm a warrior at heart, and it's just like game on in the back of my mind. But I'm also aware of the reality of the situation, of the spiritual content as a total in this planet. And I can't even sense anyone like in my general vicinity. Not, I mean, I live in the country. There's not a whole lot of people in my general vicinity, but for miles, there is no one prepared for death. Before I get into the notes that I realized I can take back here too on the back of my wife's notes for an up and coming documentary we're going to be doing. Um, yeah, and if you see me post that, make sure you watch that. It's going to be about Yugoslavia. But speaking about history desperately history, it's easy for me to say, isn't it? History that is desperately in the need to know realm of American knowledge. Okay, like you desperately need to learn this history, and the reason why you haven't learned this history is because it would be so easy to question this history, and that history is the actual field analysis that supposedly confirmed the end of the Cold War. My documentary, my wife and I will be putting together a documentary that will be questioning whether that conclusion should have been drawn. Because what we learned from Crimea has given us a new perspective on history. Because let's just say for me to really know somebody, I'd have to fight them. Don't filter that with petty modern day nonsense. There's nothing barbaric about that. But for me and the very oldest of my children, it is kind of our way in some instances. And, well, long story short, supposedly, allegedly, long story about to be short. Um, I know who we're dealing with because their tactics are so very familiar to me. And for a while, I found it hard to believe that this could be possible. But then I remembered, oh yeah, I was on a mission to trace these very people. Let's see how easy that is now. And it got really, really easy after that. So, the sons of Heth are Russia. The king of the north, the Antichrist, is Putin, okay? But this video, believe it or not, is not about that. This video is about how bad it sucks to be me. Because one of the main things that sucks about being me is being right about shit that I don't really want to happen. I warn people. Everybody just, I mean, they listen, like, oh, okay, that's gonna happen. And they act like they can't fucking do anything about it. You can fucking do all kinds of stuff about this. Okay? You can support and keep track of and spread information for different agencies that actually do good. And we're not talking about Red Cross. I'm talking about like the the missing children center. Like Do y'all know that there is a place you can go to help parents of kidnapped children find their fucking children? Just by sharing stuff on Facebook and getting the word and getting the pictures out there. How many of y'all actually do it? It's sad. I'd list more, but work on that for a while. Because that's going to be one of the better ways to bust the international mafia side of this thing. Okay? And it's very much related to Satanism. All you Illuminati New World Order people, I'm going to teach you how to breathe very soon. Okay? But what you're really after, I promise you, are these fuckers. Okay? The ruling elite that you so fear is not an international one. It is a subversive one who is based in the center of the North. Okay? Go find the North. Okay? It's up. Fuck was I talking about? Oh, look, notes! I have moved ink around in various shapes, and I am now going to attempt to translate. So, yeah. One of the things I've been warning about are the strategic vulnerabilities of the continental mainland United States. These vulnerabilities do not center on the east or west coasts. They are New Orleans and Texas. Okay? I've been saying this for well over a year now. Recently, we've had terrorist attacks in New Orleans and Texas. And last night, yesterday, I think, there was this biker gang shootout. Everybody heard about the biker gang shootout, right? Well, this morning, they followed up with a little more information about this biker gang shootout. Turns out the main group within the several biker gangs that were there that is to blame, that all the other biker gangs were saying were to blame, and that was taken in its entirety to jail, unlike the other biker gangs had several different members taken to jail, but not all of their individual groups. Excuse me. Coffee burp. Coffee burp. This biker gang called the Kazakhs. They must have, let me just count my, about 35 to 40 of them got taken to jail. They had them all sitting in a column with handcuffs on, I guess, while they were waiting for the paddy wagon. You know, they showed the little panning shot on the news and whatever. Well, if you happen to be a member of my group, Support Ukraine, USA, UK, and Australia, that's a Facebook group. Support Ukraine, UK, USA, House. That's a English-speaking news group to monitor the situation in Ukraine. And there are some decent people from some strategic circles who help me out with that group. And if you want to actually keep track of what's happening on the ground and how scary shit's really getting, I suggest you go find that group. Add yourself to it or whatever you can. But those who happen to be members of that group already are very familiar with the term Kazakhs. Okay? Well, these bikers, they're not Ukrainian Kazakhs. They are not the good guys. They are directly affiliated with Russia, Russian intelligence, and Putin's nationalist Night Wolves, the biker gang that helped not only secure East Ukraine, okay, but helped completely oppress any opposition in Crimea. So a biker gang affiliated with Putin and affiliated with the invasion of Crimea is involved in a massive shootout with the police and several other biker gangs. And the local chairman of the Bandidos in Texas, okay, and I've known Texan Bandidos, says that the Bandidos, none of his guys were shooting at the cops, okay, and he wasn't sitting there trying to tell a story the way you'd usually expect a story to be told. He was in disbelief at how psychotic, okay, we're talking about a bandito in disbelief of how psychotic this other biker gang was. They're one of the most reputable biker gangs in the country, okay? And for the past 20 years, they haven't really been like what you think of as a biker gang. They've been mostly retired Vietnam vets and that kind of thing. They're not the Hells Angels. The Hells Angels aren't even really the Hells Angels anymore because of this background war that none of y'all know about between Russian mafia connections and boys with consciences. See, the police and the FBI record will tell you the Bandidos are involved in this and that. Okay. But if you look at the sheer quantity of it relative to, say, the Kazakhs or the old Hells Angels, it's just not even close to being on par. In fact, the corruption rate of the Bandidos is similar to the more corrupt law enforcement establishments in this country. Okay, so attention pot, don't call the kettle black. You need these guys. They're a lot of them are good guys. All right. And drug trafficking aside, the country is at risk here, guys. People, everybody, the country. Like us having a safe place to live. We're gambling with it. Every time we support a conspiracy that makes everyone look like the enemy. Okay. You got complete anarchist, anti government fools posing as right wing conspiracy theorists. And guess what? It's all rooted from the same source. It's all coming from the KGB you don't believe in. Okay? I have other videos that detail out exactly how these things were done. I mean, it's unlike you fuckers, I'm not making this shit up. Okay? These aren't my memories. This is common knowledge for people who actually pay attention and don't just follow breadcrumbs to conspiracy so that they can make other people paranoid. The New World Order is not in the Bible at all. The New World Order is a KGB agenda. Making you paranoid of the United States government is a KGB agenda. UFOs were a KGB agenda. Wake the fuck up, people. Y'all worried about becoming enlightened super beings. How about y'all try to actually be decent human beings for a while first? Okay? Because the way out is through, little children. I don't know why y'all trying to cheat. Because meanwhile, back in reality, everything's going to shit. And none of y'all are doing anything about it. I did get a little consolation, though, right after I saw that news story about the Kazakhs. There was a big hailstorm in Texas. Hit San Angelo. It was moving its way on straight towards Waco. Turns out San Angelo is where the Kazakhs got a big club. Yeah, the biker gang. Just pissed me off. Got hit with big fucking giant hailstorms, like inches thick worth of hail piling up on the ground. Oh, yes, that's a good giggle for me. I get a little solace in life every now and again. So, about a year ago it was when I warned the DoD about general American tactical vulnerabilities. And 1 week later, got another little giggle. Somebody posted on the Huey P. Long, one of these Jade Helm nutzos who thinks that America doesn't have the right to defend itself, apparently. We don't have the right to do exercises to make sure that the country is fucking safe in your eyes. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you people. Alex Jones cronies. He's a Russian propagandist from, guess what? This fucking part of Texas. How you liking them storms, Alox? My wife just texted us. She misses me. I miss you too, baby. Off topic much? So let's take a look harder at Texas. What's going on in Texas? You got Rick Perry talking about secession because of Obama. You got Ted Cruz talking about secession because of Obama. Ted Cruz not even a fucking citizen. Check out the video. Ted Cruz, a Russian spy. You got Russian media posing as right-wing conspiracy theorists, and more Russian media posing as the opposition, and more Russian media posing as independent media. Oh, we're going to give you the independent perspective. It sounds just like what they fucking say on RT. Hello? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? These are fictional characters, okay? These are not real news reporters. These are not prophets. These are not awakened people. They are intelligence operatives sent here to destroy us. They do not have anyone's best interest in mind. They are trying to help evil and hopelessness consume you. And frankly, there are needs that you could be addressing with all this energy. So stop wasting people's fucking time and actually post things that can make a difference. Don't look for patterns in reality. Don't look for patterns in images. Look for patterns in actions and behaviors. Look for patterns of conquest. You have an enemy. And it's not the United States government. The United States government has been infiltrated. Okay? But what kind of a treacherous fucking coward are you that you would throw the American dream under the bus because it has enemies? That's it. That's your real reason. You've completely allowed yourself to become a traitor by blinding yourself to the clear fact that people out there conspire against us. And one of their conspiracies is to make us think that we're conspiring against us. Was that English? Did I just speak English? Did it click yet? And it's a very clever plan, okay? And it's been going on for close to 70 years. As long as there's been television stations in this country, Russia has been trying to infiltrate it to influence the population. And their attempts at no, let me say it this. Let me say it this way. If their objective was to demoralize us and sow division amongst our various cultures and keep us at each other's necks instead of looking out and seeing the enemy that approaches, I'd say they've been pretty successful. If I was Russia, that's what I would have been doing. Russia has been doing that. So stop living in fucking la la land where you can pretend it's not happening. That's an order. Peace.